You think marketing is trying to convince people that your product is better? I am sorry to break it down to you. You've already lost. Yes, I said it. You can throw all your "we're faster, shinier, tastier" ads out of the window because the game is not being better. It is about being the first. First in your consumer's mind, first in the category, and first to own the goddamn space. Welcome to episode 1 of Laws of Marketing, and today we will be discussing the law of leadership, aka why you should not try and beat Goliath in his own game, rather just invent a new one. Let's start with a quick quiz. Who was the first person to walk the moon? Neil Armstrong. Easy, right? Now think about it. Who was the second? Can't think of the name? Poor Buzz Aldrin. Always the backup dancer of space history. That is exactly what happens in marketing as well. The world remembers the first. The rest are only left to fight over leftovers or sparsely appear in quizzes. The law of leadership says it is better to be first than it is to be better. Why? Because once a brand goes into the head as the original or the OG, it is literally cemented there. Let's take some example to understand this. Which was the first cola? Coca-Cola. Which was the first toothpaste? Colgate. Which was the first food delivery app? Zomato or Swiggy, whichever came to your city first and now owns you. It is not always about the quality of the product or service. It is always about the mind share. Again, which was the first chocolate in India? Dairy Milk. Which was the first instant noodle? Maggi. For heaven's sake, we do not even say instant noodles, we say Maggi, and that is leadership. I can go honestly about this list on and on forever. But just to prove my point, think of a category and the first brand name that comes to your mind is usually the first to enter the category and mostly the leader of the category. So why is being first so important or so powerful? It's psychology. Because the first becomes a reference point to which everything else is compared to. Think about it, ChatGPT was not the first AI ever built, but it was the first AI to make it mainstream and accessible and interesting to talk about. Now Perplexity is doing free promotional offer with Airtel, but what are people talking? Perplexity, it is just like ChatGPT. So it becomes the leader. ChatGPT becomes the leader and everything else just becomes the alternative. We use Google and search engine interchangeably. Bing can invest billions in advertising and marketing. But the phrase that we use in our day-to-day life is "let me Google it." It is never "let me Bing it." Even in influencers. Who was the first person to make lifestyle vlogging mainstream in India? Mostly Flying Beast. The rest will always be the next flying beast, which is a polite way of saying second place. Let's again take some example to understand this. Threads is trying to be the next Twitter. X. Spark is trying to be the next LinkedIn. And Pepsi will forever be not Coke for some people. Because remember, it is difficult to make people choose the better alternative. They usually stick to the first. Next episode, we will be discussing what you should do if you are already second in your category, and that is a spicy one. Subscribe now because I do not want you to miss that. Until then, stop building better and start creating something which is first, because in marketing, first is forever. This is marketed by NG. Let's make your brand glow up. Namaste.